Welcome to NYNJPA Weather, your weather source for the Northern Mid-Atlantic. I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino, and this is the Weekend Discussion. We'll start off this morning with the visible satellite picture with the surface features overlaid, and I also have the upper level winds in blue overlaid. And the reason why is because these upper level winds are coming from the northwest to southeast towards the Mid-Atlantic coast, and that's transporting a dry Canadian air mass into the northern Mid-Atlantic. As a result, skies are clear, humidity is very low, with lows this morning in the upper 40s to lower 50s, and the high temperatures today are going to be extremely pleasant with highs in the mid 70s along the immediate coast to the lower 80s over the Delaware River Valley. And the important thing here is that the humidity is going to be extremely low, so the weather conditions are going to be absolutely beautiful for this afternoon, this evening, into tomorrow. Now, there is this stationary front that develops over the Tennessee River Valley and cuts back up towards the northern plains. This stationary front will eventually become a warm front, lift northeast, and move through the northern Mid-Atlantic on Sunday. However, I'm going to show exactly why we really won't expect much in the way of precipitation with this stationary front. The key point here, though, to keep in mind is that for today through Saturday, high pressure that is currently over the St. Lawrence River Valley will remain in control through much of this weekend. However, by Sunday morning, we start to have a few slight changes in the upper level pattern. The ridge axis starts to shift a little bit further to the east, and as a result, the surface high pressure systems are going to start to develop closer to the east coast. As a result, our stationary front is forced to the north and east as a warm front. However, there really isn't much in the way of lifting associated with this warm front. Notice the areas in red, which are the upper level lifting parameters, your PVA, are focused over the Atlantic with a strong upper level low and over central Canada with another strong upper level low. And we also have another strong upper level low well out to the west off the west coast. Now, with these upper level lows focusing much of the upper level forcing away from the northern Mid-Atlantic, the ability for this warm front to produce much in the way of precipitation is rather limited. As a result, I only have isolated showers in the forecast for Sunday. Most locations will remain dry. What you will notice, though, on Sunday is an increase in humidity, as lows on Sunday morning only fall to around 60, and in the afternoon, the dew points are closer to 60 degrees, and as a result, highs are going to be in the lower 80s, but will feel more like the upper 80s because of the increase in humidity. If you're heading out to the beach on Sunday, yeah, there could be more cloud cover and an isolated shower, but for the most part, I think that if you go down to the shore, you will not be disappointed on Sunday. Just beware that a few clouds could produce an isolated shower. That's pretty much about it. Otherwise, get out there and enjoy the weather because it is going to be beautiful this weekend. Looking at the weather pattern for next week, our upper level ridge begins to redevelop off of the east coast. Now, this is the European model guidance from the Penn State E-Wall, and I like this model guidance better because it matches up with what's going on in the Pacific as far as tropical development and convection and so on and so forth. Whole bunch of technical stuff that would take hours to explain. But the point here is that the European model guidance, I think, has a more reasonable solution on how this upper level pattern will develop at 500 millibars. Notice we keep our trough over the west, we have our ridge over the east, but the ridge axis is starting to redevelop more towards the western Atlantic rather than over the central plains. As a result, we start developing a more southwesterly flow towards the middle and later part of next week. So look for an increase in humidity once again. Probably not as humid as what we saw last week, this current week, with highs in the upper 90s in some locations and dew points approaching 70. Probably won't be that bad, but we should see temperatures rebounding into the mid to upper 80s and also humidity returning closer to the lower 60s, which will feel slightly uncomfortable, but hey, it's June. It's what you would expect for this time of year. As far as the cold fronts are going to stall out over the eastern Great Lakes. There will be an increased chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon, moving towards the middle and later parts of next week, but they will be rather disorganized and generally weak. This is not a pattern that's going to support much in the way of severe weather because we really don't have much in the way of upper level lifting. Of course, we'll have to keep an eye on mid-level disturbances. but the storm track will remain northwest of the northern Mid-Atlantic. These cold fronts will never reach the region, and as a result, we stay warm and slightly humid, basically what we can expect for June. Thank you for trusting in NYNJPA weather as your weather source for the northern Mid-Atlantic. I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Have an excellent weekend.